Gentlemen, welcome to No Nut November Club. The first rule of No Nut November Club is you do not talk about No Nut November. The second rule of No Nut November Club is you do not talk about No Nut November. Third rule, if someone yells stop, goes limp, or taps out, the edge is over. Fourth rule, both of your hands must be visible at all times. Fifth rule, no lying down to take a rest at any point during this month, fellas. You must always be working. Sixth rule, no lube whatsoever. Even if you're circumcised. No porn, no girlfriend, no woman at all in your room during this month, fellas. Seventh rule, holding on to your nut will go on for as long as it has to. Eighth and final rule, if this is your first No Nut November, you must last the whole month without nutting. I feel incredibly grateful and privileged to have this opportunity to pass on this ancient tradition to our youngins out there during this November month. Today marks the 7th day of this 11th month of the year. And just by holding on to my nuts, I can already see up to 3 meters in front of me with my own eyes. I can levitate for approximately 1 second, and I can teleport 1 second into the future. I believe the possibilities are endless, gentlemen. And if I continue to hold on to my nuts, I might become too powerful to contain in this realm. Now I believe men of today have become too damn weak, myself included. The other day I was scrolling through Reddit. Fuck, why did I do that? And I came across this post by this supposedly atheist person who basically was making fun of religious people for not having the ability to nut whenever they want to without guilt. This guy says that he doesn't have the moral obligations of religious people to focus on a higher purpose, to self-control, and to develop other aspects of their lives. This guy was depressed, and he says that he can go home, bust one out, and feel better afterwards. I'm telling you guys, I used to be a so-called atheist not long ago, but I'm not sure I want to be associated with those people anymore based on that post alone. Porn, without doubt, has the potential to destroy society, and that's a fact. No one feels better after watching porn, not even after you have busted the fattest, juiciest nut ever in the history of mankind. Not even after you feel pins and needles running up your heart-throbbing after busting a nut. Not even after you feel blood gushing out of your Johnson after a high pressurized jet stream of white liquid erupted from the base of your volcano in response to a purple alien with Unga Bunga titties. Porn destroyed my life. So many good relationships I could have had with so many girls, and porn destroyed my high school years. Fuck it. None of that shit here. I'm gonna tell you now how you can get your life around. Now, the issue with the whole No Nut November thing is that it's seen as a challenge or as a funny meme that TikTokers like to make fun of. I don't know about you, but TikTokers always seem to ruin everything. When you talk about something to the point of redundance, it ceases to become relevant, or that it loses its original significance over time. I think the right approach to No Nut November and to have the hidden benefit is to not even talk about it or acknowledge that it is even a thing. If you even have time to focus on how not to lose your nut for an entire month, then you're not doing this properly, my friend. And this is a mistake that a lot of our young men are making. The whole premise of No Nut November is that it was a meme circulated among image board internet users who have way too much free time on their damn hands. The way to beat No Nut November is to not even be aware of it at all. I think No Nut November has begun to lose its sanctity the more people talk about it. I mean, now you would think it as a meme, a joke, a challenge that you complete in 30 days and then that's it. Guys, you are missing out on a lot of no-fap and semen retention's hidden benefits by thinking of it as a once-off thing, whereas it should be seen as a lifestyle. I think David from the channel self-developed has a really nice way of putting it. He thinks of us as engines or vehicles or as agents of change. Man, we basically get shit done to go from point A to point B and to fulfill our purpose. What do engines and vehicles need? They need fuel, right? This is literally our time, our energy, and in essence, what we focus on putting our efforts towards. How can you reach your destination or a higher purpose in life if you're just wasting it on watching porn and jacking off and afterwards feeling guilty about it? Let's be real, it's not that porn is time consuming. I personally can rub one out and not in under 2 minutes. 30 seconds in, that was my personal record.
You jerk off? Do I jerk off? Yeah. Yeah, I jerk off, yeah. How many times a week? Like, three or four times, maybe. I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket. I myself, I jerk off at least twice a day.
It's not that. It's the fact that I felt guilty about it for hours on end afterwards. I mean, I'm not going anywhere in life. I'm just sitting in my room, nodding off to pixelated woman on the screen. It's not even real. Some people call it post-nut clarity when you suddenly feel guilty after you nut it and then you can move on with your life. No, there was no clarity. Only a dark abyss. What the fuck are you doing? Now, I've made a video in the past explaining the self-destructive, positive feedback loop of porn addiction. But I'll explain it again, why porn and especially jacking off to porn is so damn detrimental to our health. And by first understanding this, you can recognize that you have a problem. Because a lot of porn addicts, myself included, do not realize truly how dependent they are on porn and jacking off until porn is removed from their life. Okay, to put it simply, in your brain there is a reward system and it sends out neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine when doing pleasurable activities. Sex is one example of a pleasurable activity, but this isn't restricted to only just sex. There are many pleasurable activities that you can do to get this surge of dopamine. I'll give you an example. Landing a kickflip on a skateboard. Fuck yeah, I remember my first kickflip. I was over the moon. Man, you don't know how happy I was after I landed that kickflip. Another example, repping out 100 kilogram on the bench press. Now, both of these activities, when I first did them for the first time, I got a lot of kick out, but over time, they became less pleasurable. In nature, it's very unnatural for a guy to be highly sexually successful. It's very hard for a guy to hook up with a woman with very exaggerated sexual characteristics like in porn. How many women do you see around just walking around, minding their own business and hanging from under the chest? Absolute milk trucks. Porn just makes it so much more accessible. You're basically tricking your brain into thinking that you're slaying by nutting whenever these highly sexualized encounters arise. Porn, unrealistic scenarios. Over time, you will build up a tolerance to the normal stuff that you should be experiencing, the natural stuff. Sex. You will require more novel stimulus to stay sane or to even have the same amount of pleasure that you gain before when you're nutting to porn. You probably will not have access to these in real life. And that's how people become dependent on porn. They no longer gain pleasure from watching the normal shit, the really vanilla type, that they switch to more hardcore version of porn, more novel category. At some point, it's gonna run out, the new stuff, and you're forced to watch more extreme stuff. This will become unsustainable for you, and you might even dabble in some illegal shit. Eventually, you will run out of new categories of porn to watch to meet your needs. Then you may start paying for sex, or you may start behaving in socially unacceptable ways, which will have many devastating consequences. Now, these are only extreme examples, but I don't think Eris Harris or Dylan Klebold was completely joking when they say that porn is one of the main reasons why they felt the need to carry out the atrocity that's known as Columbine. I think there's some truth to that. So how do you actually survive No Nut November and escape porn addiction for life? by staying busy. It's that simple. No, not just going to the gym and going through the motion. No, not just working and slaving away. You need novel stimulus. You have to experience new things in life to keep you occupied and keep your interest. That's why you need to make some sort of progress moving forward. No one can just go to the gym, going through the motion and expect results. You need to work on getting better at something. Stronger, more jacked. Set goals. Fuck it. I dare you to lift 140 kilogram on the bench press. If you can already do that, do more. Do something else. Try running a 5 kilometer without gassing out. Or whatever arbitrary goals that you're interested in setting. You have to find a new obsession to replace porn. You have to force all of this energy towards bettering yourself. Get absolutely jacked. Now, if the gym isn't your thing, I get that. Find other aspects of your life that you want to improve upon. If you have absolutely no interest other than watching porn and jacking off, you better force yourself to try new things out there. There's so many new things that you can try in life. Drugs, no, don't do that. Arts, playing musical instruments, reading, writing, sports, charity, religion. These will certainly enrich your life and open many more opportunities for you to express yourself and to form many new relationships. Nothing is only at the bottom of the Maslow hierarchy of needs. It's at the bottom. Very basic pleasure. But I believe that long-lasting fulfillment in life comes from being able to reach your potential to achieve self-actualization. Ask yourself this question. What do you truly desire? Is it knowledge? Is it mastery of a certain skill? Is it the ability to help as many people as possible? Or is it love? This is what truly a lot of people lack and are yearning for, but they cannot get because of porn. How do you love? How do you get this ability to love people? By becoming your true self, by loving yourself first and be accepting of who you are before giving yourself fully to your other half. And you cannot be this version of yourself to give yourself completely and authentically to your soulmate if you're too busy whacking off to porn and chasing the dragon instead of developing yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. I know at one point I thought I was incapable of love due to my heavy porn addiction. Back in high school, when most teenagers were raging horny with hormones and stuff, they would go out and talk to girls and getting into relationships. I didn't even see the point of doing that. I didn't even find girls attractive in that way because I only saw them as sex objects. I didn't even see the point of getting to know people, let alone girls. All I cared about was going home, watching porn, feeling good for a little bit, and then waiting for my next fix like a drug addict. But now, after watching this video, I want you young men out there to start living their life. Do something you've never done before. Start experiencing new things in life so that you don't even have time to watch these pixels on the screen anymore. They aren't real. Who doesn't want to become better every day? Where could you go other than your bedroom if you just watch porn and nothing? Just get out of your damn house already and find another reason to be busy. Alright, stop watching this video. I love you. Stay strong.